A viral Threads post from Bilal Qasimi, has sparked debate. Listen to this. So the post read, quote, "Stop saying start a family when you mean have children. A couple is still a family. A single person and their cat are still a family. A couple and their plants are still a family. 3 oddly close roommates could be a family. You don't need children to be a family," end quote. Garnering 11,000 likes in the first 10 minutes, the post struck a chord with many LGBTQ plus people. One comment said, quote, "A lot of us have had to be our own family while surviving alone for so many years, and we are doing it just fine," end quote. Another agreed, saying, quote, "It's inherently small-minded to make family as one equal to children," end quote. Kids, pets, or chosen family, family is family, period. What are we all talking about?
We're talking about what gay people have done for eons and eons and eons.
Yep.
And what we have known for eons and eons and eons. When our own families shun us, or when we feel estranged, or when we feel othered, we go and create our own family.
Yeah. And that always looks different.
Always. Every last one. All of my friends over the years, since I graduated high school and then left and went out on my own and things of that nature, I was pretty estranged from part of my family due to religious abuse. And I did go seeking family, and it led me to understand, like, a lot of the close relationships I was developing became my family. Like, all of my friends, if you are a friend, if you are a real friend, you most likely know my grandmother, heard my grandmother, or spoken with my grandmother. You know my family because you are now a part of the family. Like, friend takes on a different meaning. So I totally love this. Like, and children don't, like, most of us don't even like children.
Most of us don't. Like, which is crazy, because you all think that we're like, these crazy right wing think that we're grooming kids. We don't even like kids.
Children.
Like,
like children.
And again, for those LGBTQ people who have children and they've always wanted to be parents, they had the right to be, and please enjoy that. But for many of us, like Jamal said, our family, I was estranged from my family. I'm still working on things with my family, and it takes a snail's pace if you're doing it to not hurt everybody involved, right? That doesn't happen overnight. So my family looked different depending on where I was in life, right? I lived on South Beach with 5 roommates because it was too expensive to live there at the time, right? So those people became my chosen family. I moved to New York and I had girlfriends, but then I had an old lady across the hallway that, like, always took care of my dog for me. She became my chosen family, you know what I mean? And for those 5 years, that was my family. I moved down here, I got married, right? My wife's family became, her kids became my kids, right? But it's always, it's always looked different.
It's always evolving.
But it's always been family.
It's been family.
No matter what.
Always. And you know what? He's onto something, because I always said, we need to redefine community. And so we also need to redefine family, because family is what makes up the community, right? Yeah. It is how our family and familial bonds really help us, navigate, interact with each other in community. Yeah. So we have to, that was a beautiful post. Like, when you first started reading it, I was like, where's she going with this? I was like, where are we going? Oh, wow, that is so true.
Well, because, I don't know how it is for a boy, but for a girl, for a Latina girl, right? I went to my step-grandfather's funeral a couple of years back. And so I had seen, my grandmother and grandfather have like 50, 60 grandchildren. We're Puerto Rican, right? So it is what it is, right? So I got to see all this family that I hadn't seen in a lot of years. And so people are coming up to me like, "Oh, you're Luis's daughter. Wow, you're so pretty, blah, blah, blah. How many children do you have?" Right? And I would say none. And they would go, "Oh, you couldn't?" And I'd be like, "No, I didn't want to," right? And that was the first tia. Then somebody else, like, it would go on and on, where it was like, "Oh, what happened?" And then by the end, I was like, "I'm married to a woman." You know what I mean? Like, screw you people. But they have this way of making you feel guilty for not having children. And then in essence, also saying that your LGBTQ plus family isn't a family because there's no children in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll kill somebody over my dog.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wearing my hat and my shirt because I'm interviewing Danny and Ron next from their incredible rescue, and it could just be you and your pet, and that is family.
Yeah. And we both are just
or like that.
are us and our pets.
It's time where it's
Yeah.
like we don't want to be around people, but we're gonna go home and be under the covers with our pets, and that's our family time. So don't let anybody make you feel that your family is less than because it doesn't look like the regular mom, pop, and 2.3 kids and the freaking
That really that line, that thought, that thread really pokes a hole and helps for people to mend their loneliness and their isolation. In America, we really go into these silos, but not only America, but now the society in general. We retreat, like you said, when things get hard, we retreat into isolation. We operate in these silos and we think, I am alone. It's just me, and I don't have kids, or I don't have the wife, the husband,
what have I done with my life?
What have I done with my life? Woe is me. And that really like expels all of that negative talk. It's like, you are a family.
Yeah.
Even your plants. I go and talk to my mango tree. My mango does good mangoes.
Oh,
good.
So does mine. Did you
Delicious.
name her?
No, I haven't. Oh,
you need to name her because I named my mango tree. Her name is Carabelle, which means I think it means like life and living and growth in some country. Okay, but like I saw it in some story and I go, oh, that's her name. And from then on, that's what her name.
That's what she wants.
You've got to name her.
She wants me to name her.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share this FayWhat show, Kiki, to support our LGBT